Ladies and gentlemen, they call me Burna Boy. I'm from Nigeria, and yeah, this is my music.
To be a superhero means to be blessed with superhuman abilities, one who dedicates their life to the greater good, and no matter the situation, they'll always be a winner. Superheroes are idolised and admired by many around them. And just like countless children, a young Dami Ogulu was captivated by comic book superheroes. He often drew his version of comics. He aspired to become one in his own right, deciding on a name, Burna Boy.
So basically, I wanted to be a superhero, innit? Like, so I came up with a superhero name from like comic books like Spider-Man, Superman, Burna Boy.
But how is this not an inspirational tale? We have a young boy who dreamt of becoming a real-life superhero and achieving the status as one of the most famous African artists in the world. It's not often we are blessed with a musical pioneer, and let's not play it down. This is exactly what Burna Boy is. He has played a huge part in trailblazing Afrofusion and captivating the world. Burna Boy's idiosyncratic sound of Afrobeat, dancehall and hip-hop, weaving between rapping and singing in a blend of different languages, Yoruba, Igbo and English.
Since 1960, then they play us wild. Yeah, we could cry forevermore.
Making his sound unmistakable. His music is deep. It promotes Pan-African messages, and his distaste for oppression, discrimination and marginalisation. His music is literally a musical protest on a dance floor. We all know to accomplish such great heights does not come easily. It's not the case of dreaming it and then one day waking up to it as a reality. To become a worldwide superstar requires talent, a bit of luck, hard work and tenacity. Welcome to the interlude. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, help out my new channel, comment down below if you enjoy this video, and let me know if there's any other artists you'd like me to look at. Hit the like button to let me know that you've liked this video. Okay, now let's begin.
Boy, I'm just telling you about my journey so far. I know you didn't expect a nigga to go far.
To better understand how Burna Boy came to be who he is today, we, without a doubt, need to look at his backstory.
Represent to the world one time.
Dami Ogulu was born in the large Nigerian city of Port Harcourt on the 2nd of July 1991. He is the first child of three to parents Bosti and Samuel Ogulu. His father Samuel ran a welding business and his mother was a lecturer and translator. Burna Boy is from a pretty middle-class family. He praises his father for influencing his reggae style. He once said, "I remember he bought a V-Bot Mercedes, old school. It was one of the first cars that could play CDs at the time. The first CD we played was all different types of dancehall." But to be honest, during Burna Boy's youth, he was exposed to so many different artists and genres. Honestly, this is probably why his sound is so distinctive. To name a few, Burna Boy has listed Fela Kuti as a major inspiration to him. Fela is one of the first Nigerian artists to bring African music to Europe, known for his Afrobeat sound and Pan-Africanism. Burna Boy has frequently sampled Fela Kuti's songs.
I know one die, I know one payment. I want enjoy, I want job life, I want buy motor, I want build house, I still want to know.
We know one die, we know one wound, we know one quench, we know one go. I get one child, my mom different house, my pa different house, I want build a house. the one go the one, the one go the one, the one go the one. Over Badaya, over Bubaya, over Badaya, over Bubaya.
I never tell you finish, yeah. I never tell you finish. I never tell you finish. I never tell you finish.
I never tell you finish. I never tell you finish.
We are pre-more life. I done seen it all. I done done it all. I still can't see.
7 minutes later, all don't cool down, brother. Police don't go away.
Burna has also listed Jamaican reggae artist Sizzla as one of his inspirations.
Why you go down to need my love, baby? Why can't you come on and let us play? When are you going to come my way? What sort of things they've been telling you? I got to stop them from compelling you.
And if you know, Burna had originally wanted to be a rapper before becoming a singer. He was greatly inspired by the late DMX.
Come on! Come on! What you really want? What you really want? DMX!
It was Burna Boy's grandfather, Benson, who had once worked as a manager for Fela Kuti. And Burna Boy has openly admitted how he idolises Fela Kuti to this day.
I'm an African man who is from Africa, lives in Africa. You know, it's like I had to find myself. He's my hero. It's like, you know, the same way a kid will have Superman as his hero growing up.
Wow.
But more than this, his grandfather praised Burna Boy's music for having elements of every category, distinguishing his grandson's music to Fela, going on to say Fela did not incorporate different genres. He infused jazz and African music, whereas Burna Boy describes his style as Afrofusion, a marriage of Afrobeats, dancehall, reggae, rap and R&B. Burna Boy was always fascinated by music. He started making his first song at the tender age of 10. He would freestyle over video game songs he had sampled. He borrowed his classmates' Fruit Loop software for his music production and stated Grand Theft Auto as one of his favourite games to sample from. While in secondary school, Burna Boy formed a music band. It's like it was destined to be. To further his education, Burna Boy briefly moved to the UK, where he studied media and technology at the University of Sussex from 2008 to 2009, and then media, communications and culture at Oxford Brookes. And honestly, he wasn't really studying, he was more focused on music. He used his time in the UK to explore the UK's underground music scene, and he said he found himself while living in London, because Burna Boy knew he wanted to be an artist. So he dropped out of university and moved back to Nigeria. He was so lucky to have a supportive mother. She saw his passion and was encouraging of her son's talent, helping him to secure an internship at the radio station Rhythm 93.7 FM. Whilst working in the day, Burna Boy would spend his nights in the studio recording his songs.
The hits creator on the road to greatness, you must encounter haters. Some of them are higher private investigator. I tell them no be by force. Tell them no be by force.
Burna Boy signed to Aristocrat Records and moved to Lagos. In 2012, he released his hit single, Like to Party, from his debut album, Life.
So I'm here with the girl them that like to party and move somebody. So I'm here with the girl them that like to party and move somebody.
Life is an acronym for Leaving an Impact for Eternity. Come on now, that's deep. Life became an instant success, selling over 40,000 copies. The album was produced entirely by Lyric and featured some Nigerian giants such as Two-Face, MI and Wizkid. It was greatly received by music fans and critics alike. It was different from what was common in Nigeria at the time, bringing a sort of nostalgia. Upon listening to the album, you'll notice it was heavily influenced by Fela Kuti, King Sunny Ade and Bob Marley.
Now you the from Robocop, one out to the reality must come out. Ask them who no know me, you do I wanna. Who want the flow, so with me, Mr. Love.
It received a nomination for the Best Album of the Year at the 2014 Nigerian Entertainment Awards. Not only was the album doing well in Burna Boy's native country of Nigeria, but it was making waves overseas. In 2014, Burna Boy decided to split from Aristocrat Records. The reason is not clear. 8 months after the split, Burna Boy founded the record label Spaceship Entertainment and released his second album, On a Spaceship. But unfortunately for him, this album was kind of a flop. It was not well received. For a short time, it seemed as though Burna Boy had given up on his pursuits on becoming an artist. He completely disappeared. It wasn't until 2017 he was back and signed a new record deal with Atlantic Records and dropped Rock Your Body. This became a nationwide party anthem almost immediately. In January 2018, Burna Boy's amazing album Outside was dropped. I'm not even gonna lie, I used to have that album on repeat. It showcased Burna Boy's incredible songwriting skills, and it was a breath of fresh air. This really established Burna Boy as an Afrofusion icon, with droplets of Afrobeat, dancehall, reggae and road rap drizzled throughout the album. It was an incredible project and featured some English musicians such as Jay Ha, Lily Allen and Mabel. This album was really successful and it received positive, critically acclaim. It was named Best Nigerian Album of the Year in 2018 and reached third on American Billboard Record Albums chart the following February. It featured his single Yay, and you have to know that song. That song blew up. And yeah, no, I'm not talking about my yay is different to your yeah, dripping in sauce, just dripping in saucy. I'm talking about this one. Burna Boy was now being acknowledged as a global musician, selling out London's O2 Academy for his own concert.
So here comes the African giant. Many people don't try. But you can't test the African giant.
From the start of 2019, Burna Boy's rise was catastrophic. He kept working hard, kept grinding. It seemed that the success of his album Outside gave the extra spark. It was announced that alongside Mr. Easy, Burna Boy would perform at 2019 Coachella Festival. This was a major achievement. It meant he'd be performing amongst big US artists such as Ariana Grande, Wiz Khalifa and Kanye West. Spotify also included him among the new Afro Hub Takeover artists, and our very own YouTube named him as Artist on the Rise for roughly 3 months. In the same year, Burna Boy won the International Act Award at the BET Awards. This was when he famously missed it whilst getting a drink, so Mama Burna Boy accepted it on his behalf.
Burna Boy!
Oh, he's here? He must be the most restless person I ever met. He was here right now.
In the same month of July, Burna Boy recorded the track Jare for Beyonce's The Lion King, The Gift album. He wins bragging rights for this one, because he's the only artist beside Beyonce on the album who has a track without any features or any other artist. At the end of July, Burna Boy released his album, African Giant. This album cemented his place at the top. African Giant's popularity was pushed by 6 singles.
We're making love on the low. Yeah, I'm killing them shot. Because I swear God, the vibe, we're killing them back. And many people don't tell the street. How did I ever let you leave? Oh no, why did I drink this Hennessy?
Just look at all of those songs. This is why African Giant is my favourite Burna Boy album by far. More recently, in 2020, Twice as Tall was released. Burna Boy, Diddy and his mother were album executive producers. It contained a mixture of Afrobeat without an S, dancehall, pop and hip hop. A comic book titled The Secret Flame also came along with the album's release. Wonderful was the album's lead single, which was released in June 2020. Impressing music lovers alike, the album reached number 11 in the UK album chart and made several album charts in countries such as Sweden, Switzerland, France, Netherlands and Canada. Then, in late 2020, Burna Boy was nominated for a Grammy.
And the Grammy goes to Oh, come on. Twice as tall. Burna Boy.
Of course, he won it, becoming the first Nigerian to win a Grammy for their own work. Meaning, no other Nigerian has ever won a Grammy award for their individual work, so not being a featured. Literally, all his work. Hats off to him. I think what makes Burna Boy so successful is he's taken elements of music that he enjoys and remastered it to make it his own work. And with this, he's brought the music to a new generation and made it worldwide. To me, his creativity and his work ethic are very admirable. So, this is the end of the video, and if you've made it this far and you've not commented, liked or subscribed, come on, don't be like that, go on. Do it, help me out. I hope you all have a lovely Christmas and New Year's. Stay safe out there. Bye for now.
Things are spoken about those who walk the path of greatness, but very few words are shared on the life lived in a tunnel, on the blood that must be sacrificed on the altar of becoming great.